Hey guys, what is up? It is Will, and I'm back with another video. And this one is certainly going to be a different video than the usual ones on my channel. Um, I have seen storm gear guides, I have seen fire, all the damage, right? The damage schools, but I haven't seen like a real set in stone um, life gear. So I kind of took this into my own hands. There could 1000% be better gear. I don't know. I'm content with my gear. I got where I wanted. So I just thought I'd show you what I plan to use going into Lemuria. Because Lemuria, on a scale of 1 to 10 in difficulty, it's probably around a 5 or 6. Um, that being said, the reason it gets average to higher average score is because the bosses, like I compared to a while ago, were basically like Mirage Test Realm. And if you remember Mirage Test Realm, it was high health and really heavy hitting and a lot of pierce. And that's okay. We have really grown since 120. So yeah, it's much more compatible now, but that's essentially the gist of it. So let's get right into it. So right now I have my attack set on. I'm in the process of trying to farm to get the life boots. I have seen everywhere that it's just impossible to get, but I'm still trying. So yeah, so for our stats right now, we have 50 damage across the board minus fire. We have 160 damage. That with the life gulcher, we will have 162 damage, which puts us over the damage cap, which is exactly what I wanted. So as you can see, the total it says 167, but under it, where you see the damage sign and the PvP sign, it's 162 damage and then 152 damage. So we are essentially 5 damage over the damage cap. So for our resistance, we have 35 across the board, and I decided to have flat resist to fire and ice. I'm not entirely that nervous about storm. I have good counters for that. Okay, so for our accuracy, we have 14 accuracy. I am trying to figure out a way in which I can get 14 accuracy as or 15 accuracy as well as um, 100% power pip, and you'll see my dilemma later on. So we have 559 crit, which is very good for life. I crit maybe 80% of the time. It's very good. We have 147 block across the board, not good at all. However, this is more of a glass cannon build because I want to get in there, blade, get out. Um, for armor piercing, what the heck? What is that? Oh, cool. So for armor piercing, we have 15% armor piercing, which is still very good. In Blaze Lifehammer's video, he had 5% pierce. That being said, he does have 190 damage. So I'm glad that I can still keep over 10 pierce because life is not easy when it comes to dealing with shields and resist, and it's just annoying. We have 1% stun resist. I hope to get that up to 5 because I'm gonna try to get the 5% stun resist jewel. We have 18 in and out, which is good. And then we have 681 pip conversion, which is pretty good. As you can see, I convert, yeah. So we have 109% pip, which is really good. I get power pips every time, and we have 125 shadow pip rating. Yeah, so the gear so far is we are having the Dragoon Vibrant Helm, which gives 833 health, 14 power pip chance, 5% life accuracy, 3% life pierce, 152 critical rating to life, 24 life damage, 14% shadow pip rating, and it comes with the mass life trap, which has actually helped me, I'll be honest. So that's still the best hat in the game for life. So we have, for the robe, we have the Ornate Light Brigade armor, which gives 895 health, 10% power pip, 15% resist, 5% life accuracy, 91% crit, 20 life damage, as well as 16% shadow rating. This robe, let me just give you a little backstory. This robe gave me absolute hell. I farmed Corporal Tennyson at least 25 times to get this. I've gotten every single stitch in the game for that boss. I've gotten every single robe twice over. I think I have 3 fire robes. I have two death robes, 2 storm robes, just everything you could imagine. Um, and I'm also using the stitch because why not? I'm trying to find another stitch, but that's cosmetic. I don't really care. You guys don't need to hear about that. But yeah, so I'm using this robe. That's gives a 20. I originally had 19, which put me at 159 damage, and I hated that, so I got better. Okay, so for the boots, we have the Dragoon Vibram boots, which gives 1,111 health, 9% power pip, 14% resist, 126 life crit, 30% damage to life, 6% outgoing to life, to healing, and 12% shadow rating. Yeah, so these boots are, again, the best life boots you can get because the damage is so high. I don't think you can find another boot that has that much life damage plus crit. It's just the best you can get. So for the wands, we have the Fossil Avenger Skull Crusher. Now there is a Storm and Life one. However, with the set bonus, you get a total of 21 damage to life, and this one you get a total of 23. So this is where it gets down to like micro statting or whatever it's called. Min-maxing your character, essentially, going down to the 1% damages, and it's, yeah. So, because I have the pet, it gives me a 5% extra, so I have 18 plus 5 is 23. So, that's perfect. Moving on to the Athame. This one I haven't got yet. I'm still farming Morganth to get her 17% Athame, which should be pretty soon. I want to try to get it before Lemuria. But basically, this gives 388 health, 252 mana, 16% power pip, 18% block, 16% damage, 12 incoming, 12 outgoing, and I decided to socket 122 health, 6 pierce, another 6 pierce, and then 10 power pip. So yeah, so that's that one. Pretty self-explanatory. This Athame has been out this entire, like, for 5 years, so everybody knows what these, everybody gets the same Athame, so it's pretty good. So for the Amulet, this one I just got, which set me over 160. I think it set me to 162. So I was super happy when I got this. So the Dragoon's Vibrant Charm, you get 555 health, 94% block, 6% resist. I decided to socket 125 health and 50% flat, not 50%, 50 flat ice resist. Yeah, so it does come with a very good spell. The Spinosaur, it does decent damage. It does essentially as much as Rat Spin. So that's pretty good. If I'm in a pinch and I need to use that, I can just use that. And because I have 3 Dragoon pieces, I get the 3% damage, which also brought me to 162. So if I, yeah, so this is all pretty good. I think I can't get better gear than these besides this. But for the ring, this is where things started to get a little fuzzy. So I chose the Executive Survival Ring solely because it gives 15 damage. There was another one that had 75 crit, but at this point, I'm more worried about damage than I am crit. Because if I crit, that's great, ×2, I love it. But if I don't crit, I don't want to be fucked by the fact that I have no damage. So I would choose damage. This gives 188 max health, 70% crit, 15% damage, and I decided to socket a 6% incoming and a 1% stun jewel. However, I will be transferring that out so I can get a 5% jewel. So as for this, there's so many of them. The other ones I don't think were that good. I heard in Blaze Lifehammer's video that he would rather pick the one with more crit and one less damage because you crit more or you do more damage. I don't know. I don't know how it works. I'm chilling. If I kill the boss, if I kill the mobs, I don't care. So yeah, so that's that ring. If you guys have any better suggestions for this ring, please let me know. I'm all ears. Damage is my priority right now. So yeah. So for the pet, we have Cosmo, and Cosmo is my little muffin. I love him. So basically, Cosmo is a quad mighty, or a quint mighty actually. So he has Painbringer, Life Giver, Pain Giver, Life Bringer, Mighty, and I socketed a Life Boon. His stats aren't completely maxed, but it's literally 1, uh, 2, and like 3 points off, which makes no difference whatsoever. I don't really care because there's no real way to increase until the next pet that has, I don't know, 300 stat. Yeah, it's not worth it. Anyway, that's my pet. Pretty self-explanatory. It looks really nice. I love it a lot. So let's move on to the mount. So the mount, we have the life culture, obviously. 3% damage brings me up. Love it. I have 2 of them actually. Yeah, right here. Love it. Do I still have the storm? No. Yeah, and I actually got the storm culture, which is the only one I wanted. So that's pretty great too. So for the deck is another thing that's pretty confusing. Everyone's telling me Paradox, Paradox. I've been farming Paradox, cannot get him at all. I cannot. I mean the Storm Titan as well as the Husk, not dropping. I've gotten Fire, Storm. I've gotten Death. So many different decks. So I just decided, why not? Lively Liaison's deck. I plan to farm 140 decks because I do have a couple of those and I think they're a little bit better. Um, as long as they have the triangle slot, I'm not really complaining. This is min-maxing to a maximum level, and I don't care that much. So basically, this deck gives 100 health, 35% block, 34% life crit, 1 pip, and I socketed a 10% power pip jewel. So basically, how my strat is going to go when I solo is, if it's a boss, if it's mobs, this is my mob setup. So my biggest advice for everyone here is keep your deck small. You want a small deck. For example, I'll go in, these two will immediately pop up as well as this. So I will sharpen this blade, sharpen that one using that one. Blade, by the time I blade, I can either double blade or blade. I can rat spin, and then right after that, I'll have 4 pips again, and I can rat spin again. Or I can Spinosaur. So super small. I see a lot of people who have these massive decks just to fight mob battles, and I plan to make a video on like what new players should know. And this is one of the biggest mistakes that they make. They spend so much time digging through their deck trying to find cards, and they can't find it, and they die. So that's happened to me before, for real. So yeah, so very small, very compact, works very well. And you always, I have 4 hits in this deck right now, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 10 cards exactly. So if I don't get a spell right now, I always have a backup. So yeah, that's really great. So our next set is going to be our tank set. So this is a very rarely used set for me, solely because 90% of mobs are, you can use Mass Feint on. So essentially, my stats for this are 16 damage, 19 damage to life, solely because I am using the life culture. It's because I equipped it. Hold on, let me get the one that I wanted. I can't stand this. There it is. Okay. Okay, so we have 16% damage. We have essentially 81 resist across the board, 96 to Storm, Ice, Myth, and 107 to Storm. We have 7% accuracy, which is okay. I plan to use my auras so that it gives us more accuracy. I don't know why. Oh, that's why. Yeah, so we have, on this, we have 40% crit, which is awful. We have 5% stun resist, 68 outgoing, 50 incoming, 12 pierce, a ton of block, and we have 102 power pip, 301 pip conversion, and 87 power shadow pip rating. So in this gear, we have the Jade Hood of Mystery. Don't know when they're going to update this again. I feel like they just kind of, they're like, oh, they already get 81 resist with it all. We don't need to add more. So the Jade Hood of Mystery gives 340 health, 6 power pip, 22 resist, 6 outgoing or 5 outgoing and 6 incoming. And then for the robe, this is by far the best Jade robe. If you're life, that's amazing. I prefer this over the Jade robe actually. It gives 1,318 health, 7% pip chance, 7% accuracy, 21% resist, 20% outgoing, 116 block, and 17% power shadow pip rating. It's a 20%. That's what makes it better than the 23% Jade robe. So for the boots, we have the Mysterious Jade boots, which is 255 health, 5% power pip, 6%, 65% block, 17% resist, 8% incoming, 5% outgoing. So for this, I'm mostly spam fainting, spam bleeding, basically setting people up. I'll heal if it's an emergency, which is why my healing is not the best. So yeah, I have the Silver Order of the Spiral, which gives 1 power pip, 103 block, and 24% outgoing. Pretty self-explanatory. I think it's the best healing wand in the game. I haven't found a good block wand yet. I think I might farm Polaris for the 109 block wands, and I'll see if there's one with better incoming. But as for now, I'm keeping the power pip and the incoming, the outgoing, and the block. So it's I use this around the board. So this is going to be our staple of theme that we use. We have For the amulet, we have Rasputin's Charm of Exertion, which gives 311 health, 90% block, or 90 block, 6% resist. I decided to, I decided to put 122 health, 4% incoming, and 5% stun on this one. The reason I'm not using the Dragoon's one is because of this spell. When I say Jade, I mean Jade. This is my ultimate Jade. No mass feint, no nothing. So depending on the boss, I always default to Storm. So depending on the boss, I will either use Storm, I'll use Balance, I'll use Life, Ice. I don't know why Ice is 9% and everything else is 17. I have no idea. But Myth, we have Fire, Death, and yeah. So I have all the crystal. You can get those rings in Sardonyx and Chrysalis. They were kind of a bitch to craft. I remember not really enjoying that process because you needed a lot of astral shards, but it's okay, it's whatever. So for our pet, we have Kobe, and you have definitely seen Kobe before in other videos, but I love Kobe. This is one of my Jade pets. They essentially have the same stats. Yeah, so because I didn't have Ice Ward on me, so essentially the same pets. I just like this one better because it's gay. I'm kidding. It's just so cute. But I'm in the process of making a ward pet to this one, which I am excited to do. I don't know which one it'll be. But for our mount, oh god. These are the stats: Spellproof, Ice Ward, Spell Defy, Storm Ward, Myth Ward, and Fire Ward socketed. Honestly, not the best stats, but it got me 15%, so I'm okay. So for our mount, so I got this when Polaris was the world, and we farmed this for the boots, and the hats, I think. And this was Pit Lord Minac. He dropped this, and I actually got this, and I was in shock because I was like, what the hell? So I got this. This was not bought in the Crown Shop, and I'm proud of that. So yeah, so for our tank deck, we have the Guten Sweetsmith box, which gives 96 health, 53 block, 40% crit, and 1 power pip. I decided to socket 100 health. This is probably what I'm either gonna switch out my attack deck with my tank deck and just take, because it does give a little bit more crit, I think. Yeah, it gives more crit. So I think I might switch that out, but this does give more block, or I'll just try to get another one. So basically in this deck, this is a thicker deck because this deals with cheating bosses, long bosses, basically Malistaire when he first came out, right? So what I choose to do, Indemnity Feint is a must always for cheating bosses because all of them hate feints. I have Pigsy, which I put Radical on. Depending on who's the hitter, I have Spirit Blades and Traps, as well as Elemental Blades and Traps. This one, the last battle I was in, oh shit. The last battle I was in was Elemental. We had a Storm hitter, so I used that. So this one is a little bit bigger solely because you don't know how long the battle's going to take, and it can take a while, and I'd rather not consistently use reshuffle. Oops. So yeah, so that's our tank deck setup. So now let's go for the setup that I will be using when questing through Lemuria. So this, not a change whatsoever, except we have two changes. So for our damage, we have 16%, 46%, 31. Yeah. So our resistance is very good for what you'll see. So we have 71 across 71, 88, 56. Yeah, it's good. We have 11% accuracy. We have horrible crit. I'm not trying to crit on anything. Good, decent block. We have 12 pierce. Again, not trying to pierce anything. 5% stun resist. We have 36 in, 64 out, 110 power pips, 301 pip conversion, as well as 110 shadow pip rating. So why is this gear so wonky, you may ask? Yeah, so I'm using the Dorgan's hat. So the Dorgan's hat gives this card, and Mass Feint is a godsend. I said it in my walkthrough and I will say it again. Use the Dorgan's hat if you are a support for your team. Use a Dorgan's hat. It is super easy to get. I can guarantee you'll get it within 10 packs. Super easy, incredibly helpful. What I can do, even in Lemuria, is Mass Feint, and then Tempest, and they're dead. Super, super easy. You fly through mobs like that. So we're using the the Dorgan's Hood of Havoc has 353 health, 10% power pip, 4 accuracy, 2% death pierce, which we don't need, 101% death crit, again don't need, 15 death damage, don't need, and 11% shadow pip rating, still do not need. So I'm only using this robe for its power pip as well as Mass Feint. So for the robe, we're using the Spooky Carnival suit. Yeah, I mean, for a lot of the tank, you're always going to see that robe. We're using the Dragoon boots, so this is what makes it different. I don't know if I changed it completely, but basically, so my plan. So let me get. Yeah, so I have the tank deck on. So I need to get another deck for this. Damn it. Okay, so basically, how I would go about doing this is I would pack 2 feints. I'd pack two elemental blades, solely 1, and then I would have 1, 2. That's it. That's all that I need. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is technically just like a regular boss deck. If it's not a cheating boss, if it's not like the final boss, I will use this set. However, if it's just mobs, boom, there you go. Mass Feint, we have Mass Feint, sharpened, perfect, they're dead. So yeah, that's pretty self-explanatory. We have the Spirit Darkmoor of Thorns, obviously. We have the Rasputin's Charm, and then we have the Resist Rings, which depends on what. 9 times out of 10, I forget, so I always have this Resist a Storm. We're using Kobe again, just for an extra resist, and then the Mammoth Mini. So pretty self-explanatory, very small deck, you do not need a lot, stressing that again. Yeah, so our next set is going to be our healing set. This one, I don't think I'll ever use, it's just nice to have. So basically, we have 83 damage, 16 resist. It's very temperamental. I kind of made this last minute, but it's more of a glass. This is not someone who goes first. Let me just say that. So we have 9 accuracy, 418 crit. We have 18 pierce, 264 block, 116 outgoing, 101 power pip, 81 shadow pip rating, and 301 pip conversion. The reason my resist is so low is because this build is for critting your heals and doing a lot of heals. So, getting into the gear, we have Poseidon's Brim of Ardor. So that is 400 health, 10% power pip, 2% pierce, 9% incoming, 2% life accuracy. We have 5%, 105% crit, 16 damage, and 10 outgoing. This is the best hat I feel that you can get still. If you guys have a better hat, send it. I will 100% try and get it and improve myself. So for this one, I am torn between the Spooky Carnival suit or the Zeus's the Zeus's War Eagle Rainman. So they both give 20% outgoing, right? Because this is a more glass cannon heal, we have 77% crit. That is the reason I'm using this. We have 605 health, 10% power pip, 4% pierce, 25% death resist, 3% power accuracy to life, 77% crit, 22% life damage, as well as 20% outgoing. Whoa. So yeah, that's why I'm using this one. If it needs to be more conservative, I'll just stitch that one. I need to dye those boots. I'm sorry. So we have the Spooky Carnival boots. Really new. I didn't expect to use this. I kind of used what I had at my disposal. So basically, the Spooky Carnival boots give 879 health, 6% power pip, 4% accuracy, 29 damage, 7% outgoing, and 123 crit, which is what I wanted, as well as 11% shadow pip, which I don't really care about. So if I'm going completely glass cannon heal, just don't give a shit about resist, don't do anything, I'll use this one. However, if I am trying to be a little bit more reserved, we lose a little bit of outgoing, lose a little bit of crit, but we get the Sky Sorcerer Sandals, which gives 672 health, 3% accuracy, 98 crit rating, 29 damage, 12 resist, 3% incoming, 3% outgoing, and 12% shadow pip rating. So there are alternatives, and this is just my complete to the max glass cannon heal. For the wand, Silver Order, the Spiral, obviously. I wanted as much outgoing as possible, and I'm pretty comfortable in the 400 crit range, which means I'll crit like 60% of the time. So once again, Spirit of Darkmoor Thorns, Rasputin's Charm of Exertion. We have the Producer's Survival Ring. So this is the different ring. So as I was trying to go through my gear, I was like, what is a ring that has a lot of crit as well as outgoing? I was thinking Dragoons. I'm not getting the Dragoon ring. Fuck that. So I decided on the Producer's Survival Ring, which has 188 health, 75% crit rating, and 23 outgoing. I decided to socket 6% outgoing as well as 8 block. Yeah, so our healing pet. This is my baby. His name is Puddles. He gives a Maycast Legion Shield spell proof. He gives Maycast Cycle of Life, Medic, Maycast Unicorn, as well as Healer. So we are stacked. That is my favorite healing pet. I'm glad I got Unicorn because it heals the team. It doesn't just heal myself, which is good. Yeah, so we have the Mammoth Mini, obviously, for the 2%, and the Healer deck, just a random deck. We have Rasputin's Set of Fortitude, which is the max, which was the meta deck back in 110. 62 health, 45 block, 38 crit, and 1 power pip with a 9% socketed. And yeah, so that is our healer deck. Do we have any other one? No. Okay, so that was a lot to swallow. I'm trying to make this video not 30 minutes, but if it comes out to like 20 minutes, that's okay. I went over 4 gear sets, and that's pretty much what I'm going to do. So if you guys enjoyed this video, I can make more guides. My Storm is in Azteca. Once I get it to 140, I will gladly do a Storm guide going to Lemuria if I make it before Lemuria. But as for now, this is my only 140, and I'm pretty content with them. I'm happy with where I am right now. So if you guys like this video, I would love it if you gave me a like. I've been noticing my channel is growing, which makes me so incredibly happy and so incredibly grateful that you guys are taking your time to watch my content. Not even watch, but you guys comment all the time, and I love it. But yeah, so if you guys like this video, if this helped you out, I'm glad. If you guys want to subscribe, I do every video possible.